Hi, welcome to Tuesday, June 27th. Actually took off work a couple hours early today. They were like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, yeah, it's been a bit. I don't know. So, anyways, I get home, and I have a box on the front porch from Noble Knight Games. Really good like online retailer, especially if ever you're looking for things that are like out of print, hard to find. They're the ones that, because they don't just sell new, they'll also sell like pre-owned stuff where it's just there's no other way to find it, and so it's a good option for that. And the box is labeled fragile, but the post office seems to have decided this side should be an accordion and this side should be torn open. Torn open over here, accordion over here, labeled fragile. Thank you, post office. Anyways, open it up. Let's see what's inside. I know it. Well, I know it should be inside. I guess technically, I could be surprised. Okay, they have it wrapped with paper. Hopefully that was enough to protect it. Well, certainly some ripping on the paper, but it didn't rip all the way through, so corners still seem sharp. That's good. Ugh. Basically, Noble Knight Games does 1 cent items, which is if you spend $15, you can add an item, one of these items for a penny. And for example, the free RPG day items get included there, including the Starfinder First Contact that I wasn't able to get at free RPG Day. And so I was like, all right, they have that there. What do I get? What do I have that I've been wanting for a while that I can only get there? You know, so I'd have to buy from Noble Knight Games anyways. And Grimtooth's Ultimate Traps Collection is one of the items that most certainly was on that list of I wanted the book, and that was like pretty much the only place I could find it. And it is a massive tome. It is systemless traps, and I'm sure there's a few other things, sort of things in here. There's actually history because it's like the collection of like 5 previous Grimtooth trap books, and it is a couple of ribbons even. Yeah, but it is a big book of traps. So that can be fun, and a lot of them are more story-driven traps, as in less the mechanics, since it's systemless. It's less the mechanics and more here's the way the trap functions. So it'll be some pretty cool traps, I think. So I have a bunch of traps for my role-playing games now, and that wasn't quite enough. That was almost enough for 3 1-cent items, but not quite. So I actually added a couple of packs of Magic the Gathering cards. I was like, just enough to actually, be able to get a 3rd item, so that I got not only the Starfinder book, but I also got Dungeon Crawl Classics and Rune Quest. Both of those had free RPG items that are supposed to have like quick start rules and that kind of thing. So it's a couple of other systems that I'm like, hey, I always like checking out new systems. Let's see what they have in store. So I'm going to lay down and relax for a bit and look through some of these new books. So I went and laid down to look at some of the books, and I took a nap for like an hour, which is good. I've been tired the last couple of days. I didn't even vlog yesterday and did the short Beatles thing the day before. And I've been getting full night's sleep. I've just been tired. So that was good to do. But I still got to look at these some of the, a little bit, and so I'll take a little bit of an overview with you. The Traps Collection is a giant book, and basically, they have Traps and Traps 2. There's like the second book, and a couple more Traps. Essentially, there's a bunch of trap books in here. They're multiple books, and they're still separated as the original books. And whatever. Basically, they have deadliness levels, which is useful because most likely I will avoid the very deadly ones. You know, because I don't usually want to actually kill the players. But that makes a really quick way to see, do I want to bother reading through this trap or not? And so there's that. And then the free RPG products. We have the Dungeon Crawls Classics, which, to what I understand, is like a remake of like old school rules, like in the vein of first edition. And they have like the quick start rules. Fair enough, they have character creation bits, which, I mean, that's even rare for this. And yeah, dude's like, how come your plate mail gives the same armor bonus as mine? Yes, making fun of female plate armor in, I would say, video games, but ultimately that comes from art of old books, and that's just based on who's drawing it. But it actually has character creation. So for a free RPG product, that's cool. They don't usually have, you know, character creation. I didn't expect that, but it also has, you know, a little bit enough to play, and 2 really short adventures. One that's a 0 to 1 level adventure, and one that's a level 1 adventure. So a couple really short adventures in there. We get Rune Quest, role-playing in Glorantha. It's quick start rules and adventure. And to what I understand, this game hasn't actually come out, which probably explains why there's this piece of art here, here, and on the back of the book. Not a big fan of reusing art, especially, I mean, don't you have like a full role-playing book full of art that you can pull from to do this? And they're just duplicating art. But maybe they just haven't gotten to the art phase for the project yet, and they don't have the art done. It does not have character creation rules. It does have some pre-made characters from what it looks like in the back. A little adventure, and the rules to actually be able to play. Which is really, that's, you know, that's well enough. That's enough that you can figure out, do I enjoy the game? You're not going to play long-term on that anyways, so just play with whatever characters they have and figure out, do I actually want to invest in this? So that's cool. It's, that and Dungeon Crawl Classics both are enough to play. So those would help me determine, hey, do I ever actually want to get this, try this out, play this? And then we have the Starfinder, First Contact, which is the one I was looking forward to. Has the, you know, solar system, where things are from, you know, from the Pathfinder solar system. The difference between Pathfinder and Starfinder, and then a selection of monsters, several of which have racial traits, so you can actually have them as races. And then one just sort of NPC bad guy. Enough to sort of give the idea of, here's how monsters are formatted, here's some of the differences that you'll notice between this and Pathfinder, and also rules for, here's what you would do if you wanted to convert Starfinder monsters for Pathfinder, which is useful to use these right away. But also, if you are not wanting to get into Starfinder. I'm specifically interested in getting into Starfinder, checking that out, giving it a chance. But if you weren't, it would be enough that with this, it would make it worthwhile to purchase some Starfinder products if you played Pathfinder in order to use them for that. If you wanted more, you know, space stuff. Because Pathfinder already has a little bit of space stuff able to be integrated in it, so. Other than that, let's check out the packs. The first pack I have is Shadows over Innistrad. And while I will certainly be interested in plenty of the commons, and I'll look at those in a moment. Uncommons, Spectral Shepherd, Obsessive Skinner, Silver Strike, and the rare... Ooh, is that Mythic Rare? I love that they do that now. I'm color deficient. I have trouble telling between the... I think Mythics are red and Rares are gold. I literally have to put them up against each other to tell. But now that we have the M there, I know... Oh, I got a Mythic. Mind Rack Demon. 2 and 2 black. It's a 4/5 flying trample. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 4 cards of your library into your graveyard and Delirium. At the beginning of your upkeep, you lose 4 life unless there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard. So, a flying trample, 4/5 for 4, and it has some downsides to make up for it. Oh yeah, the double-sided card is a Aberrant Researcher, an uncommon that becomes the perfected form, and the clue is the token. So we have that, and I'll look at the rest of the stuff later. Eldritch Moon is the other pack. Which includes, again, commons that I will look at after I'm not recording. Uncommons, Nephilia Academy, Clear Shot, Courageous Outrider, and our rare is Sigarda's Aid. 1 white, so it's great. An enchantment. You may cast aura and equipment spells as though they had flash. Ooh, so instant speed or an equipment. Whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. Instantly attaching. Yes, that could be useful. And another uncommon flip card. The Curious Monculus. That becomes the Voracious Reader. Let's see. A mountain, and the token is a spider. So that's magic cards. Yeah, I figured, whatever, I have a couple of packs that I added to there. Might as well show them off for you in case anyone's interested in seeing what I got. I did not get very much of either of these sets, but I loved Innistrad, so... And Zendikar was cool. So I, when I had to get a couple packs, I'm like, they were old enough that, you know, they were a bit of an older set that I kind of missed out on, at least a bit of, and but they weren't quite so old that the price had started to rise on them yet, so that's why I picked those. But yeah, it's still only, I'd be home for maybe a half hour by now. So I got a nap in, checked out the new stuff, got to relax. Would normally just have been getting home a little bit ago. Used the couple hours I had extra well, I suppose. So I'm hungry and need to find something to eat, so I'm here somewhere I just don't get to go often enough. Chipotle. I just realized it may seem like I go to the same places over and over again. But they're good. They're good. Otherwise, I've spent most of the afternoon into evening just relaxing, watching YouTube. And I will note, yeah, I have certainly seen the announcement of the Super Nintendo Classic. Hoping we get a pre-order option soon. I want to get that pre-ordered so I can not worry about it. I missed out on the NES Classic and am sad to have done so. So I'm so happy Earthbound made the list. Wonderful game. Definitely worth the, to be able to again support that. And so yeah, definitely want that, and some other cool games on there as well, certainly. But I certainly wanted to get that. So I'm hoping for pre-order options to come out soon, because otherwise I keep being nervous, like, am I going to miss it? Is it going to be gone like the Nintendo? Anyway, so that was a cool announcement that we actually got yesterday, but I didn't vlog yesterday, so I didn't mention it then. And otherwise, I'm gonna go have a bit of dinner and head to bed. So thank you for watching, and join me next time. Have a good day.